This is the Commodities, Scrap Metal Recycling and Economic Report by our Bentley Roll-Off Trailers and Gondola Trailers, September 6, 2022. U.S. weekly raw steel production fell to 1.747 million tons on the continued slowing of the U.S. economy and on lower-priced imports. The U.S. dollar index. The U.S. dollar versus other global currencies. When the U.S. dollar index rises, commodity prices in dollars usually falls. It rose to 109.2, hitting a new 20-year high during the week of 110. This was on the continued belief that the Federal Reserve will keep interest rates higher for longer. WTI crude oil price fell to $86.87 a barrel, down over 30% from this year's high. With that, OPEC announced a production cut just yesterday to get prices higher for the oil companies. The U.S. weekly oil rig count fell to 596 as the slow trend up has stalled. Oil companies need to limit production to keep those high prices. U.S. weekly crude oil production rose slightly to 12.1 million barrels per day, but that's a level of 2.5 months ago. The slow trend up has again stalled on demand concerns. Scrap steel number one HMS price was steady at $333 a gross ton. Downward pressure for September remains and is in place. Hot rolled coil steel price rose slightly to $40.90 per hundredweight, which is $818 a ton. This was on slowing U.S. growth and cheaper imports. Copper price fell to $3.40 a pound, the lowest in a month. This was on massive COVID lockdowns in China and higher U.S. interest rates. Aluminum price fell to $1.04 a pound on record Chinese production and on concerns of a global economic slowdown. China NBS Manufacturing Purchasing Manager Index rose to 49.4, but under 50 is contraction, so that means they're contracting less. This was the second straight month of contraction, mainly due to those massive COVID shutdowns. Euro area inflation. Remember, the economy there is about the size of the U.S. Their inflation rose to 9.1%, a new record high in history, as food and energy prices accelerated. U.S. August ISM Manufacturing PM Index. It was steady at 52.8 as new orders expanded and prices softened. Also, employment rebounded and sentiment remained pretty optimistic. U.S. August new jobs report added 315,000 jobs on continued broad-based hiring. Computer systems design and healthcare grew the most. U.S. August labor participation rate. This is people 16 years old or older working or looking for work. It grew to 64.4, which meant that they added 800,000 people working or looking for work into the workforce. U.S. August unemployment rate, therefore, rose to 3.7% off the 50-year low. This was good news as viewed by the Federal Reserve. They view it as more people looking for work reduces inflationary pressure. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 965 points to 31,318 on expectations of a major global economic slowdown. Roll-off truck and trailer parts for sale at Bentley. Galbraith, Galfab, American, Dragon, Palfinger, and more. Rollers, shivs, pins, arms, cylinders from Pioneer, Rollright, Donovan, Aerotarps. All kinds of parts and systems. Buy at our online parts store or call 734-722-8100. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.